So, good evening everybody. I am back. Decisive Campaigns Ardennes Offensive is also back. Yeah, we are 20th of December, round 17, the morning turn, playing as the Axis Wacht and Rhein scenario. So to say, back in business. I have no recollection where we were left off in the previous turn. All of my audio settings are, by the way, off. There was some mandatory Windows update, and now I had to remember by heart all of these Twitch settings, and I don't think I got them right. So if my audio seems to be way off, you can just let me know in the chat. I can try to tweak it on the go. Apparently, yeah, we have a lot of movement to be done here in the north. My initial plan was to attack the enemy mortar positions, and I was also thinking, like, could we use warfare so that we can do like maximal damage in this style, looking really lucrative with a lot of enemy forces gathered into that one hex. Then here, yeah, I remember now. Memory is returning to me little by little. I remember we had some combat activity here in the marshes. We were able to rout some of the enemy units in here, but our tanks are now very exposed in here. So one option could be just to move the flak, not necessarily in the same hex, but the hex behind it, you know. I think that makes sense. I had to actually go back to the manual. I wanted to check out vigor regeneration, and apparently it was something like vigor equals the squared, was it the squared readiness? Ready multiplied by something, or wait a second, I want to actually check that out. DC manual. Here I have it. Let me browse it through quickly. Vigor. Okay, maximum. Yeah, it calculates actually. Its maximum readiness equals squared vigor times 10. Yeah. Sorry. So it's the max ready equals squared vigor multiplied by 10. And then there were all kind of additional rules that if enemy unit harasses you in the previous turn, you might be losing, was it even 0 to 100% of basically that vigor regeneration if you are being attacked. So this is like a negative. And then there was positive plus 50% if you didn't move your units in this turn and the previous turn was night turn. So I guess it's like you take off the night and the morning, so you have plus 50% generation. And then there was important note which I hadn't paid attention to that, but the generation of vigor is kind of they mention it that it's also logarithmic in a sense that if you go under 50%, it might be really difficult to get it back up. It's gonna take more time because your troops are considered to be exhausted. So some basic things, and yeah. For instance, this unit, Vigor and Readiness 45, it's gonna take probably a long time to get this unit back to full combat capability. Like I might have to keep it like one whole day immobilized. Let's check the southern situation. We have a lot of things that we can do in here too. The enemy AI kind of did. What were they trying to do? Like I already cut those guys out, and they pulled out their unit from the city. So now I'm basically free to destroy these units. Some people were actually requesting me to use the NATO symbols. I don't know what if people want NATO symbols. I can live with that. I don't see that as a big change necessarily. It's a little bit harder to read maybe, but just for some time, you know. You have to get used to this. Like what is going on. Werfers, yeah. Eventually we would recognize these. And there is actually a symbol here indicating this A. Is it indicating that the unit is somehow mobilized? I don't know. The good thing about these cards is though that you can see in this unit card that they have the horse symbol, that it means that this artillery unit is being towed by horses, whereas this one, it has those RSO symbol, very small here. But yeah, it's telling that they are also being towed. Whereas if you have a basic infantry unit, it doesn't have any kind of symbol next to it. But okay, let's maybe start from the south, doing these moves. Yeah, and we have to destroy this battle group finally. And just as a reminder, in the previous stream I already discussed about it, but I didn't have the epic pen to point out supply source stocks, which is this green line that has been going down and now it has hit 0. So we have 0 oil left in our national supply source. We have been receiving off-map oil sent to units is now what was the requested one? Sent to units. Oh, sorry, this is the fuel. Yeah, this is supply source. Was it in? It was in this version. Yeah, here you can see the received from supply source. It's the blue line. Then you have some kind of unit stocks. That's like the total stocks, because we have more units now, so they of course have more fuel, and they of course store it if they don't move. But this is the requested one. Is the red one, and received. And the requested and received were basically matching each other up until this point, the night turn of the 20th. And ever since, we haven't been able to match the requirements that our units have. So I expect it to be a couple of turns, and then we are going to run out of oil completely. But okay, let's open the hex stats. We have 78 recon on this hex. I'm planning to capitulate all of those guys. I feel I would need... maybe this artillery can soften those guys up. So let's use these instead. But I would try to have one probe or one unit to give me that extra recon. It's gonna be quite costly if we use one unit. They're gonna get hit quite badly. Yeah, I agree that resting a couple of panzer divisions makes complete sense. It's a shame that there is like... It's of course the geography that there is no train tracks here in the Ardennes forest. I guess that's just... or there might be. But yeah, using them, getting them online so fast, and if they would be usable and so, but historically, of course, that's the easiest way to save oil. You just load your units on strategically on the railroads and move them, but I don't think that can be done in the game, so... I just wanted to get that maximum recon so my Werfer brigade could do the best possible attack and cause like massive casualties. I'm just wondering who should be granted the task. Maybe I need to use a couple of units, otherwise the damage will be too substantial, I think. I could do it like this, yeah. 776, it's like 1 to 2. Let's do probe. Yeah, 20 men lost. Some effective... some small effect to their readiness. Look at them, their supplies. It's grey. Means that they are effectively out. They have some oil in their tanks. That's just because we gathered 99 recon, so we basically know everything about these units. Let's now do the Werfer ranged attack. It has the 100% modifier direct line of sight to this hex. A nice modifier. Readiness, of course, is not really optimal. It's some kind of multiplication of this readiness being 65. So it's like 35 multiplied by something, so you get minus 73%. And there is, of course, the offensive modifier, 58. Is it just the 58 plus 35? No, it would be over. Let's do it anyways. Yeah, 50 losses. And I think we are ready to do the main assault. Basically from all sides. We could even do it as a recon in force. We wouldn't necessarily need to do it like as a full-scale attack, or depending on their readiness. It's still quite high though, so maybe I want to hit them again. No, those will only lower the effectiveness of the guns if I add them. So let's do them one by one then. But I want to take unnecessary losses in this, so that's why I'm doing this the old-fashioned way. Yeah, like we are saving men. Artillery is the queen of battle. You know, infantry is the king. You have to protect the infantry. 23 readiness. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna take you out of that mode now. And these guys could now contribute. Okay, we are no longer hitting anything. You know, it's diminishing returns. Diminishing returns. When you hit first time, you make more damage, and then every artillery strike after that is gonna be less effective. There is no description of that in the manual, but people in the forums are saying that yeah, that's the case, more or less. 12-1 odds. I could make it even still more overwhelming, but I think I'm fine with this kind of setup. 100%. Yeah, it's 12-1 no matter what. Let's do basic attack. There is tank forces there, I know, but they should be out of ammunition anyways. At least that's what it's saying. It has a grey marker. Okay, 2 Panzerstrecks, 20 men, and they all took up 1 capitulation, 2 destructions, 1 panic. Okay. It was a nice catch to actually catch them here. All those units. Let's see now. My artillery is in here, 64 recon. It's not really the best. I think I could do better. What is their line of sight? This artillery would contribute. I would really like to take them out. There's an impressive tank force here, but it's a river crossing, so they haven't dared to challenge me here. Range attack 22-1. Quite okay. 65 recon. They don't have any recon on us, so we are basically doing some kind of a surprise attack. 73 entrenchment for us. What is their entrenchment? They just moved in there. Yeah. I think this is probably the best way. It's not that many targets though. It's quite a few targets in this unit. These Werfers would be much more useful against some soft targets. How about some distant artillery? 1-to-1 duel. I have these guys, but these would be so nice in here. 100%. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do this Werfer attack. This is the most simple one. Let me just check. Morale increase. Is morale vigor? Or what is morale? Like, they have it as a separate entity in the manual, but they don't really describe morale. Supervised. I don't need defensive bonus. No. And where is your corps commander? Kind of far away. I think the corps commander could go closer. So let's do it. Now it's 6-1 because of the modifier. Yeah, not completely useless because those priests, M7 priests, they have really low armor levels. They are just like the German counterparts. They just protect against like light weapons. So here is artillery and more priests. 56 recon. Yeah, there is still quite a lot of priests in here. If I move in here, I expect that they might intercept us in there. But yeah, destroying this first is kind of tempting to me, but let's give this a go. No, let's just use these. Okay. Relatively successful. Half of the howitzers are out of action. I'm not sure, do they have any units here that they would have line of sight in this hex? It's a little bit concerning, but I think I'm gonna use these after all. 21 to 1. That's good enough. Okay. 2 howitzers left. It's a small target. Not really necessarily worth of all that. I would really like to move in here. Rintgen. We have enough recon to say 56. Obstruct is 60. So there's an enemy unit in here. In heavy forest. Okay. We took really nasty hits. I didn't count for that. But it's an artillery unit based on that combat. 14 to 1. I would really like to wipe out these guys, but they will draw some support fire from all of these. It's not gonna be that nice. Let's see if we can bombard these guys a little bit more before we do anything drastic. These are really artillery in a really bad shape. They should be resting, to be honest. Yeah, they should be resting. I'm going to try to move the Werfers in. They might get intercepted in this hex. It's a 35% chance. Okay, they didn't get intercepted. That was kind of lucky. Lucky. 4 to 1 odds. Yeah, this is the strongest unit of those priests in here, so I think it makes sense to try to take them out. Even though resting these could make sense too. I'm still gonna use them. They have only -17 attack modifier. They can do 5 rounds of combat. Their core commander is close enough. Yeah. This is okay. Okay. 3 priests taken out. Let's try to move into the city first. Good. Now we have only fewer rounds of combat, so... Okay, we managed to rout them. Or retreated. Attack. They are well alive. Okay, they managed to retreat without losing anything. Maybe I should have attacked with a proper move. I mean, like all-out attack. But anyways, I think this has now cleared that these guys are not gonna be providing any counter battery or like influencing our movement in here. So I think we can quite safely move and face the enemy units in here. There is an artillery unit inside this. The HQ is in here. Rundsberg. Now it can provide a little bit better. 1 to 3. Not getting any better. Well, we are in a city, so we can just do a probe and then do that artillery strike. Yeah. 1 grill is a heavy price to pay, and 5 half trucks. Is this unit now completely immobilized? Basically, yes. Yeah, that was relatively heavy price to pay for some extra recon. 4 to 1 ranged attack. Yeah, these guys don't really do much difference. How about the panzer artillery? Yeah, I think that seems rather okay. I think I could use the panzer artillery in here. Here too. Yeah. Well, some hits. Nothing really that significant though. $34. We can attack. Two-sided attack. Okay, massive stacking penalty. We would need to open more sides of combat. Because this is 96. It's a very, very chunky unit indeed. 54. These guys. Those guys should be continuing. 46. I would rather take the pioneers. Yeah, are they so well? No, it's only 13, 22, 17. Their entrenchments are super low, but still, it's like suggesting that. Yeah, I think We need to open up this second front. So it's only 10 overstack now. Yeah. We would need to open one more line of attack, at least. So I'm gonna not with the HQ. Gonna try with these guys. I know they don't belong to the same HQ. Okay, it's these 22 medium tanks that are now like the headache in this unit. Apparently they are the problem. Yeah, that's why it's like saying that engaging them is so difficult, because we don't have any tanks of our own in these units. And even though they are mechanized tank hunters, they would just need these panthers in there. That would solve all of those problems. Yep, okay. Well, let's do some easy movements first. I don't think there is anything in here, yeah. There was something in here though. Tractors. They took out 20 men. Ranged attack in here. Can we do... Okay, this seems nice. Okay. Let's try this kind of artillery duel. One artillery only alive, that's nice. I think march mode in... Hold on a second. In these hexes it's relatively safe to march. I'm still suspecting that this is a bit scary movement in march mode. These guys can still do something, and I suspect that this is also an artillery unit. So that's why I'm a bit cautious putting my units as or in march mode. But in here definitely. I'm not sure how are we gonna solve this issue. We can attack this ranged attack with one round of ranged attack. That would mean some really lucky hits if we would like to hit anything. Yep. 57. Let's just move these guys still. Maybe like that. The tanks, they would need to be in somewhere that they wouldn't get hurt by the enemy air attacks. Okay, we can do with really low readiness units could do a barrage in here. I take it. Do it then. Okay. We lost two guns. They lost 30 men. Light fortifications. I could get these in here. Panthers. Let's move those guys like that. I'm just thinking, should I consolidate? Yeah, the fuel costs are enormous with these tanks. Maybe they could chill out, or I can move them in here. Or here, that they would approach from this side on the next turn. Or they can be resting in this town here. Maybe from this side. Then they are moving a little bit back and forth, but I don't think these tanks can achieve much. They could of course steamroll against these artillery. They could surround these tank forces in here. Like if that's our goal, we could do that though. And yeah, these Flakabteilung can keep them alive, at least to some degree. So the tanks could be in this hex here. Or in this hex, okay. I think that's what we're gonna do. These Panzer Grenadiers. Structural points 0. I think I will consolidate my forces. This is the... yeah, I think that's the smartest. Moving these pack guns, they will probably get intercepted by the howitzers if I move them like that. Let's do this then. Okay, that's fine. And now the leg infantry. Let's put them on march mode. They are just 60 readiness, that's not that good. I think I would like to maybe rest them here for a while. These guys can move, okay. $75 readiness, 66. Those guys can rest. These Thugs I would need. Okay, these guys are in a protected position. Okay, this hex was empty. And then we would need the werfers. Excellent. These guys can do a probe, so we would know, but it's an artillery unit anyways. Probably enemy units in these heavy forests. Quite impossible to know, really. These Fallschirmjäger units, they are just so slow to move. I think I will wait one more turn before moving them, because they probably will get intercepted. And it's always a heavy price to pay. This unit can move. Shouldn't move necessarily. Okay, and these Tuks are Brunsberg. Let's leave them like that. Okay, these guys have 100 readiness. We still can't see. Hide is 53, so it's just enough to hide whatever there is. Okay. Now we got enough recon, so we could say that there is nothing in there. Let's move the Werfer Brigade in here. $45, yeah, let's leave these. Leave these guys untouched. 88, they can move. $75. I would need to get these guys on to a road. I think this is the best way to do that. Let's move the HQ out of the open. Okay, we have more infantry. Let's march it. Readiness drops. And let's switch back, sadly. Play it safe. Apparently there is nothing more to face us. I'm just gonna keep these guys hidden in here. I could bring them out, but then they would just present themselves as a target. I'm gonna keep those guys in their current positions. Okay, there is no enemy units in here. These guys I need to get out of the open. That's a no-brainer. I might leave these guys in here just because, but they can't reach can't reach the city, so it wouldn't make much difference. Yeah, these fortifications are not online, so moving this way already would be really, really bad. Yeah. Yeah, let's just leave them as they are. These guys out of the march mode, I think. Have we now done everything with Frunsberg and in the south? Final checks. Yeah, well, these guys can march. Save all the fuel. Save all the fuel that we have. And these Pakkans we definitely need against this armored force. Now it appears to be so that this unit will be facing these guys alone. They should really entrench themselves. Hold, I could give them a hold card if I want to. Yeah, just in case. Let's play it. Plus 35. I'm gonna try with these Panzer Grenadiers the city from this way. Yeah, okay, I managed. That's good. The south looks fine. These guys can march. This corps, does it command any units? No, doesn't matter, I think. Yeah, this artillery is so low readiness, so it has to just stay put, no matter what. This is an engineer unit, I know it, I've seen it move, I've seen it, it's been entrenching here for ages. It's tying up my forces in here. And now for some reason we have lost vision of it. But okay. Team Peterson. Hauser is in here. Yeah, it's just an infantry unit. There doesn't appear to be any armor. Fallschirmjäger, they have a critical supply problem. I think I could, if I have the airdrop card. I don't have it. I think we need to somehow try to relieve it. Because their entrenchment is really good. I want to say intercept fire never. Don't fire anything. I think they must have used their ammunitions by intercepting those enemy units. There was a mobile, there was like an armored recon unit in here, but I can't detect it anymore. 49, that's a too low for readiness. Even though it's 59-24, they have 70 entrenchment. They are just, guess it's those mortars. We would need to attack from two sides. Maybe also take this artillery unit. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's a much better bombardment, but not really good one. 189. 189. Yeah, let's try to shell these guys, but first maybe let's move the buck guns. I think Hauser. No idea how these guys got in here or what they are. There was that cavalry recon unit, but it just has disappeared apparently. They have direct vision, so they probably will shell us if we move in there, but let's first try to harass them with some ranged artillery fire. Okay, 30 men taken out. Oh yeah, they have these guys. Those are indeed quite difficult. The HQ is in here, so it's also very far away from contributing to this battle. We just don't have supplies anymore. These guys have already -41. We would really need to link up with them. This is a low readiness unit. Doesn't make any sense. We can buff it up, but its command is in here. It wouldn't make any sense. No. Get only half of the bonuses anyways. We need to do something in here. Hauser could move forward to try to hunt down whatever is in here. Or we can just stay put, try to evacuate these guys. There isn't that many mortars in here, but it's a really bad situation for those guys. I have no idea how can we relieve them. How can we relieve them? Let's try 2 rounds of artillery fire. 10 men. Okay, well that's better. Now it's 2-to-1 odds. Okay, we were able to move those guys in here. 3-to-1. Let's get the buck guns in. Yeah, the buck guns will decide the battle. Decide the battle for us. And yeah, the HQ is in here. I can't really do anything about it. I can move the HQ, of course, like this way, and leave this only for that Eldersatz. Oh yeah, I forgot to do that. A second. Unit. Micro. This unit. 20 staff. Transfer. Cancel. So now we have the stuff that I needed, so now they can't move for sure. The Fallschirmjägers, they could. The supply reach is in here, it's almost sufficient. This seems like a good idea. Reach this place. Okay, it's just out of the supply range, so they don't get all of their needs. All of their needs in there, because it's just a bunch of dirt roads in here. That's the main issue. And this unit could move in here. What is the supply status in there? That would be excellent, actually. So when we are here, we also block the movement, possible movement through here. Okay. Yeah, I like that. We would still be left with 40. I'm gonna try to take these flak guns into the attack. 5-1. And yeah, I can't really do any HQ bonuses, so we have to go with this. We have to go what we got. Attack. Whoa. Capitulation. What? Just a few rounds of combat. Team Peterson. They rolled 1 in the combat. Okay. They got completely wiped out. Well, that's excellent. Now we can get this rescue mission going. Move cost 8. Okay. Fine. So we basically have a chance to do a breakout attempt. If we move these units 1 here, they have only 24 movement cost, they have 24. I assume the attack is also gonna be worth 24. So that would mean that they are able to attack, but the offensive bonus is minus 63, no. Yeah, the breakout attempt, that's gonna be tough. So we would basically now need to hold this 1 turn. Just really hope that this entrenchment is gonna save us. And what should Hauser do now? What should Hauser do? Hauser should... Going in here would expose us to an allied air attack. We have 93 readiness, that's high enough. What is the supply status? And I think the Hauser's unit is, by the way, not motorized. Yeah, it doesn't have enough trucks. It would need more stuff. How about your unit? 488 carry. So you could give up some of your... of 80 extra basically. And how much do you need? You need 100. Okay. Well, I don't know where... Going in here seems like a not that great of an idea. So I don't really know. I could move this, do the 40 movement cost movement, but... Or I can just go in here. Well, we have so many units that... Yeah. I could also just threaten the enemy units in here. Move my guy in here. And maybe they would withdraw with the armored infantry battalion. I don't know. I have to think about Hauser. And this forest situation, I don't see a quick resolution to that because they have been air supplying it constantly. Constant air supplies. Okay. So there is the Team Walker, which is a tank destroyer. Wolverines, Greyhounds. Some more tank destroyers. And here we have actually pretty interesting development. So the airborne units have scattered, or they have now formed a battle line, and our units, our pioneers are now on the wrong side. And they are actually in march mode. What on earth is going on in here? I didn't expect that. And there's combat engineers in here. Yeah, this is a mess. What kind of odds do we have? Look at this. The tanks versus airborne. 1-to-1. They have 21 bazookas. Can 21 bazookas take out 39 panthers? That's just insanity to me. Like, how is that possible? Even. And here we have this freaking truck fest. 1 glider unit and 3 truck units. And they encircled these guys also in here. With these pathetic forces, and supplies tried to go through here, but they got kind of intercepted. Yeah, there is a lot of weird combat going to be happening soon, so... Okay, let's first take out Team Walker. Team Walker... We're gonna use the flak guns. We could do this kind of attack, or we can first soften Team Walker up by ranged fire. Minus 50%. Why? Semi-blocked. It's because there's a city south here. How about in here, this way? Oh no, it's minus 50 again. Yeah, I think we could just do this without any preparatory fire. Here I think the best course of action is to gain some more recon. Use the artillery to shell. 52 recon right now. Do we want to commit all of these guys? I think I want to move these units in the woods, so I think this is going to be the attack. I'm gonna just harass them with... I don't assume... Okay, they lost one greyhound. So it wasn't for nothing. 7-1. Attack. So we lost actually 2 flak guns. And now I'm trying to move in here, so now they are here. Cut off. Uh, 65 movement. Regular attack, 11-1. Let's do it. Okay, we managed to win that. Lost 1 Stuk. And could we finally now take out this unit? Yes. Thank you. And we have a ranged attack chance. 67 recon on them. They have 4 mortars. 4 mortars. Recon 50, obstruct 60. Okay, nothing in there, good. $67 recon, well that's not really good enough for us. We want a little bit better. Boschinger. Boschinger could do this kind of movement. $39. Do it. So 68, that's the best you can give me. Okay. Having the artillery with a direct line of sight, it would take a whole turn to get it into proper position. This of course costs readiness, but I think we want to still move it even though it costs us. Or no, let's just move the HQ temporarily. So now it provides the 100% modifier. I could do the probe. These guys can't do a lot of rounds of combat anyways, they are in that kind of situation. I think that could maybe help us. The tanks could also fight, you know. The infantry is in too low readiness. Having that combat first, artillery second, we would get a more effective artillery barrage. Or we can minimize the losses we take with the infantry when we attack after the artillery barrage. It's a trade-off. Which one do we want? Do we want a better barrage or a better chances of survival for the units that we attack with? I think we want the better barrage. 11 bazookas. Yeah, let's go with the better barrage option. So basic attack, 3-1 odds. Gonna take some damage. Okay. So 86 recon. Do it. 40 men taken out, okay. Okay. Well, I think that's acceptable. If I move this pioneer unit away, I need some unit to take its place. Although the Volksgrenadiers should be going southwards. Like their HQ is in here. Just to keep that in mind. So very low readiness, relatively high vigor, integrity 33% only. Yeah, I guess we keep those guys where they are. I would like to see these tanks moving, like we could maybe just do a concentrated attack against their artillery here. I think that would be already really nice. So moving them in here makes sense to me at least. Okay. I'm moving these Greif guys. I want to kind of threaten their rear, the Americans' rear units. I can either keep this position where I am right now, or I could try to go here. More head. I think staying where we are right now is probably the best, because we can then keep the encirclement for sure. Because these guys are not getting any supplies through. So what are we gonna do with this situation? What? 11.1. 125% modifier. Is it because we are on high ground? This is such a weak unit, so it's kind of a wasteful thing to do the barrage on them. I would rather do it against these combat engineers. But let's send these guys in here so they can do the barrage against the combat engineers. So 2883, I take that. Do it. Okay, 50 men taken out. I have a feeling that we might be taking out this whole unit. Do it. Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. That's good. Like, taking out a unit without firing or needing to do a normal assault. That's a victory for me, I think. (16-1) if we want to attack them like that. Well, we have to destroy these guys in our rear. We have to also break this. My preference would be, like, let's look at this situation. So we have to, if we break this and break this. And I would like to reconnect with our lost guys. Something like that. Utman has taken a lot of feet. Okay, there is also some warfares available in here. What kind of recon do we have? We have only 56. This is Team King, it's a glider unit. Okay. Because I'm interested about the idea of taking them out without firing a shot. Just using the warfares, you know. So let's move the warfares in here. We don't have direct line of sight. 18-20, so I recommend we move in here. We are gonna lose 18 action points. It's not great, but it's not the end of the world. I think I could do the Panzer Grenadiers. Or even Panzer Artillery could be doing that kind of a job, you know. (200-1), 10.9k. Do it 300%. Okay. So 110 men taken out. It's only 2 mortars, 10 glider men. Okay. I could use the Panzer Artillery like this, or I think like an HQ unit could even take it out, but I don't want to get any staff losses, so let's let the Panzer Artillery finish the job. They still managed to take out 1 Vespe there. Well, yeah, we know that Vespes, the armament or armor is not really the heaviest. Yeah, something like that. I think we can use these guys. We just need to shake these guys a little bit more. What we already did. And here a single barrage will lower their readiness. Quite a lot, actually. Do we have any artillery in these axes? Yes, we do. 2-1. Let's use the bad ones. on these guys. See if they can do anything. Well, at least 10 engineers. 10 engineers taken out. Yeah, okay. Let's use the Stooks and the infantry, bulk infantry attack. Yep. And let's leave the Panzers basically as some kind of reserve for the next attack. Yep. Capitulation. .56 readiness anymore. Against the glider boys with the 16 bazookas. We have Panzerleers. Three to 1 artillery duel. Like getting the artillery in here into this position, direct line of sight, they would get a really big bonus on taking these guys out. Let's first see, do we do some kind of recon, like a probe attack? Both of these guys have to rest. This unit is the one that has to do the heavy hitting. No, I don't think we just need to do one barrage and then the attack. That should be enough. Okay, 30 men taken out. That's fine. 5 to 1. 12 to 1 if we take those guys with us. Yeah, let's not take those. 12 to 1 is better. I like those odds. Is our HQ? It's very close. Yep. Okay. 1 round of combat, capitulation. Because their readiness was just way too low. They basically compromised themselves. So if we go into this hex, we get then the line of sight, we get the recon that we need to hit those, but we would first need to kind of do something about those artillery pieces in there. I just don't know what. Do they have some anti-air capabilities? Because I'm also thinking about a card. Do a basic Yapo. We have actually one Fallschirmjäger regiment that we could drop out. Drop somewhere. These guys are asserting some line of sight in this road, so this road is, we can consider it somewhat compromised. Movement in here, they can probably hit us with howitzer fire. But I'm gonna be moving tanks. Moving tanks, so that's actually just fine. Recon is still 45. There is 2 glider troops. One of them has been badly hit. apparently. Apparently there is a unit in here, okay. 5 to 1. Uh-huh. Yeah, I think we want to do a tank attack to Team Robinson. Team Robinson Crusoe. I would also like to open a further second hex of attack. Okay. So 14 to 1 if that way, this way 16 to 1. I don't know, does it really matter? The order of those units. Three to 1. How about the artillery? This is just 2 to 1. 4 to 1. 4 to 1, okay. Yeah, that's not good. This is 40 movement cost. So there's a partial visibility from here to here. It's 23 movement cost. This is 40. I think I want to do the 41 though. Ranged attack. Yeah, we don't have anything else that we can play. Switch it. 23 to 1. Plus 258% line of fire. Jeez. So that's amazing modifier. I take it. Do it. Yeah, it's just too few rounds of combat. That was the problem. Like 2 more rounds and it would have done probably like really spectacular damage. Anyways, we have now rather okay recon in here. I think I want to take out the howitzers because they will support their units. 4 to 1. Six to 1. Yeah, I think this is good. 6 to 1. Go. Yep. So it's 6 left. So we basically took out half of their power. They have still like 37mm anti-tank equipment, so that is semi-serious equipment, I would say. Where from is that? Oh, it's this unit that would be firing. No way, I would rather fire something like that. Yeah. No. 50 movement. Be nice to take that unit out completely, but I'm just not sure do we have that firepower. Because the direct attack, yeah, 23 to 1. That's all nice, but I think we would need more. But we need the Jagd Panthers in here, we have to protect ourselves against these tank destroyers. Flak guns would be an interesting prospect, but I just don't see it. I see them here protecting our precious equipment, or here protecting the warfares. So I don't know about that. I guess we have to go with the frontal assault. I don't like it, but we have to do it. Yeah, we couldn't take them out. They retreated. Managed to escape. Yeah, having that single secondary line of secondary way of attack could have made the difference, but no, we will never know. Never know. We can of course retreat back to the city. I think that's the smartest, because the air attacks can do so much damage, so maybe it's better to go back. Kampfgruppe Wolf. These are the Skorzeny boys. So they are basically those part of those Greif teams, I guess. Because Skorzeny is the leader, or he was the high-ranking officer who was training all those Greif people. So let's move Wolf up here, I think. Where is your HQ first? Okay, it's in here, so this should be okay. Yeah, it's okay. Team Ford. Team Ford, you are now getting encircled. $93.50. Okay. Let's get into firing positions. And Gutmann is finally now. Gutmann and Hart, they are all out of trucks. The HQ has a little bit extra. That's like 60. I guess we could give it to Hart. Give those extra. Yeah, I don't think anybody else should move around here. Yeah, I think here, although it's not that they are not that far from this position. But I didn't want to move these guys any north, because their real objective is in here in the southern sector. So no. Okay, let's just keep it as it is. So okay, the Werfer command is here. Oh, we could have done even more damage with our Werfer attacks. Well, let's put it in here. We move the artillery in here, or should we just reassign it where it's supposed to be? It's supposed to go here in the north. 116th Panzer Division. Look at these are so tough, like they are gonna cause such a massive damage on us. The glider boys. 101st Airborne Division. One of these is the Band of Brothers unit. I always forgot what was the regiment? Was it 506 or 502? And which battalion? But yeah, somewhere there is the Easy Company and Captain Winters. Well, I don't think he was captain anymore, but so okay. Okay, the situation is as follows. We can't really... They are in rural village, the enemy. We are in rural village ourselves. Is it just called rural village? Doesn't it have a name? This is Mont, and this is just rural village. I guess that's a bug, they have forgotten to name it. But yeah, now we have to break our guys loose. That's easy though, so we can just... Okay, we got some intercept fire. Let's do it other way around, 37 to 1. Yeah, attack. Yeah, nothing alive. Take them out. Attacker out of AP. So the rear area guys all out. Thank you. Last time I tried to move in here, there was an ambush in this hex. Right now it's like showing that we would see what is in here, but look at actually the values. Recon is 15. Hide is 39. So even though we kind of see this as lit up, there can still be an enemy unit in there. It's kind of just misleading at this point. Okay, we got some intercept fire. This airborne is in fields of snow, completely exposed to us. The enemy is bringing tank destroyer battalion to the other side of the river. We could just hit them without any return fire expected. Oh, look at that. There are 15 priests here on the opposite side. I have no knowledge, have they located our units? But this is getting like really... They have managed to like swarm swarm like between these hexes, and they can like launch. Like look at this hex. Or this hex, like they can launch from this side, this side, this side, this side, this side. Pretty devastating attacks if they want to. It just, and their readiness is quite high and they are experienced. Oh, that's not looking that great. Okay, intercept fire. That's fine. Let's do ranged attack. 8 to 1. So they have 100 trucks in total, we took out 8. 20 Clydermen, 3 mortars, 60mm, 1 81mm mortar. Those trucks are actually easy to take out if you have something that can pierce them. Like having Wacht guns, for instance. Intercept fire in the... Okay, in that hex, so we revealed that there's a light. In this hex there's a unit. Okay. So that's just gonna hamper our readiness generation. Not nice, not nice. Our artillery would need to rest. We have here 60 Opels. Opel blitzes, we would need to get them to appropriate locations. But let's take a look at the Bastogne situation a little bit. And Kampfgruppe Kaufmann. Like, what should we do now? We have like secured Bastogne to Martelang highway. I think my personal point of view is that holding, we need to kind of secure that the enemy doesn't come through, so holding that hex is important. I'm also trying to trace back. Well, this hex also is important then. This one and that one. So we would need 4 units to secure this area in total. Well, we just have those 4 units. We can set up that kind of perimeter. So then we have everything like protected under this kind of this river. Like if the enemy tries to come from this way. Yeah, I think that would work, so let's try to... Let's see. I'm gonna leave the HQ into Martelang and the replacement units can then move into the forest hex. Okay, they have now taken this crucial hex, they can just fortify there. Kampfgruppe Kaufmann. just don't have any knowledge. I'm not really worried about the prospect of being attacked from that direction right now. Where is this Panzer Corps? It's in here, okay. So these pioneers should probably go up. He could maybe deploy that Panzer Corps so it would secure these positions in here to the west of Bastogne. Panzer Lehr is already going in this way, like trying to clear out these neighboring areas around Bastogne, so maybe these Wachtans shouldn't follow Kaufmann. Kaufmann, sadly it can't see, but I can give it the recon card. I'm gonna give it just in case, because yeah, okay, we see now. And here was that unit, so here is a unit. And it gives us unknown odds. Yeah, we can't apparently do much. Would be Stux against artillery, probably wouldn't go that well, so I'm not gonna do that. This is all secure. I think we can move that way. I think that Hauser should be relocated, and it's belonging to Panzer Lehr, so I guess this makes sense. I have still some units that belong to actually Panzer Lehr and they are this far away. Yeah, that is my mistakes. Well, look at that. They could do a lot of damage. I'm gonna restrict their intercept fire mode to conservative. So what kind of battle are we looking here? Not that great. Not that great odds for us. And yeah, I don't think we should be staying as March mode anyways. That's just insane. We could be hitting these guys from the rear, but we can't hit them from two sides, sadly. We could leave the I know that the Panthers will do the best in open terrain, but yeah, I'm seeing that they're gonna attack from three sides into the city. Possibly. I could get a unit in this kind of position. They would mortar shell me into oblivion if I move in here though. They have 100% line of sight. Ardiak, it's such a small unit, but I see it like in this heavy forest, for instance, it could do a lot of things. This heavy forest isn't that bad of an idea. But what is the supply possibility? It's not that great. It's a 75% chance of getting the fuel and getting the ammo that it needs. Also, the readiness isn't that high. Four to 1 if we were to challenge this airborne unit. I think I could stop and just try to do the maximum damage against these if I want to use the tanks and try to take out this one unit. It's a big if. Can they score any hits? They couldn't score anything. Just a tiny readiness. Going down 4 to 1. I don't like it. 4 to 1 isn't that great though. So I think I'm just gonna stay put, you know. I'm not gonna do anything. And I'm worried about the bazooka and mortar fire that we would get from these guys. Yeah, 50 readiness is quite low though. How about these 87? That's higher. Much higher. Okay, it's not really suggesting us to do a regular attack even there. Okay, our supply status is rather okay, but the readiness is just horrifying. I think we have to just rest with this unit, even though the situation here is developing to be quite critical. Quite critical. These tanks can move into the city. Now it's not enough, like 2 little movement points left. That's the case. Yeah, I have to just keep most of my units where they are right now. There is some unit that is spotting 12% line of sight into this road, but I'm just hoping that they don't have enough line of sight. '74, '73, '72. So all of these 3 units are actually good targets for us. They have been they have ducked in quite well, all of them. 70 entrenchment, nearly all of them have 70. Yeah, I think this is the prime choice. I'm gonna try that one. 1 bazooka. Pathetic. Gonna move the Werfers closer. Intercepted in the city. Okay. That doesn't matter. That's fine. 65, 55. The entrenchment is quite low. This has much higher. 124 entrenchment. Yeah, it's not looking that great in this sector, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, our troops are really exhausted. They really need to rest. Gonna put these guys out of the march mode. They will intercept me if I move in here. So that doesn't make any sense to do that kind of movement. Okay. Let's finalize these guys. Their readiness is 98. Seriously? It's like a massive readiness. 55. One jeep. Pathetic. Really bad. We need this artillery basically in the assault. Yeah, the entrenchment is mega high. $150 will go down. Yeah, it will go down here, but this is like the best I can do. I can probe them first with some other units. 1 to 2. I can do a probe with these 2 units. Or I can just, I'm gonna leave the artillery. I'm gonna do probe with the pioneers, they're gonna lose some stuff. Didn't luckily lose that much stuff. Let's do artillery barrage in there. Yeah, these barrages are not really effective. Yeah, but at least it's 91% anymore. So 93. I'm gonna try to do the assault now. So this is the best odds I can get. Yeah, okay. 22 to 1. 150 concentric attack modifier. Expect to take heavy casualties. But I have some units left for a secondary attack if I need to. Let's give it a go. Okay. 60 men lost. 400 taken out. Complete destruction of the enemy unit. They were tying up a lot of my forces in here, but it was a really big unit. The Malmedy situation. Yeah, it's not looking that great. Oh yeah, we can actually use the artillery that we now have freed up. in here. Where is your HQ? Whoa, 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 whoa. This far. Okay. Okay, these guys are in light woods. I think I could switch this unit to another HQ. I think that's probably the best course of action. The third Fallschirmjäger is mostly over here, so I think we need to be able to relocate those guys northwards. Yeah, I think what is the supply status? Still relatively okay in here. I'm going to be using these roads just in case, you know. I don't want the supply to be clogged up. These guys can stay in march mode. This doesn't make sense. Readiness again way too low. I don't expect them to do any damage with such a low readiness. 1-to-1. Nope. Only this is something that makes sense. And this also makes a little bit sense. I'm gonna do it just to soften them up a little bit. Okay, we scored 4 hits on priests, so effectively reduced the enemy fighting force by 1/4. No, not a ranged attack. I think the infantry should actually stay out of that fight. So it's only the Baccans that should be fighting this. 5-to-1. Where is your HQ? HQ is in here. Okay. This would be like 1-to-1. No. I don't like that, so let's try out Baccans versus priests with the high ground modifier. And yeah, I need these hold orders by the way with other units, so I'm not gonna be using anything. Attack. Or should I just bombard it with something first? To reduce it a little bit, just a little bit. No, not these guys. This could make sense. To use these guys. Fire in here. 2-to-1. I'm gonna be taking some losses though, but yeah, I'm gonna reduce them a little bit. Okay, 0 losses taken, 10 rear area men lost by the enemy. Attack. Okay, so it was 5-1, but no. Jeez. So the way I interpret this now, even though there is only this one unit in the hex, the mortar and artillery fire from those other units, they basically decimated my buck guns. Yeah. So even though they didn't take part in the battle Lee, which is in the adjacent hex, yeah, they just provided supportive fire with all their ranged weapons. And that's why the result was like that. Complete destruction. Even though now it's again saying like, yeah, it's 9-1 combat odds, but yeah, but we have two teams here providing. I have no idea would they provide the support into this battle if I go again. I have no idea. I don't know how that works. Yeah, I basically made them. They are no longer combat effective. So I just didn't remember that, or I didn't consider that. I was just looking at the odds. So I kind of tricked myself there. Okay, engineers, relatively high entrenchment. Yeah, there's no way of breaking this. We have to bring in the big guns. 6,425. And where is your core? Your core is in here. Not that good of a place, okay. No, let's just do a ranged attack with the Werfers. 6,400. Go. Quite disappointing. 10 men taken out. 4 trucks. What do I do with the trucks? I do nothing. Nothing. And now I see the enemy supplies again. To see our supply status. Oh, that was super disappointing. 6,000 Werfer attack. Basically doing nothing. Well, I have more Werfers lined up in here if that's what is needed. What's their entrenchment? 106. I guess the entrenchment is the problem. That's why they were able to avoid those heavy losses. I think we can just take these forward positions. Here. So this way is kind of, we are kind of stuck. I'm I'm gonna keep the Leibstandard where it is now. It just would need to regain readiness. The enemy has moved its unit into this light forest. It's kind of tempting. We have plus 50% modifier, but we would need more directions of attack if we would like to take it out, so it's too ready. These have only 50% readiness, so no way. We have actually enough recon to say that there is no unit in this side, so we could cross and take Betty Hollow. I kind of like that idea. It would cut the enemy supply. Enemy supplies would be coming through only through this road. I didn't know that there is such an opportunity presenting itself. So I'm gonna take half, leave the weaker force in here. Gonna keep these guys hidden in the woods. Okay, there's an engineer airborne unit, some kind of a mixture. Roadblock. Would be taken out with a single attack, apparently. Okay. Well, it's probably gonna be the same story if I attack these guys. They're gonna provide some nasty support with all of these guns. So yeah, 8-1, it's gonna be actually 1-1 or even less for us. I think we could do some shelling. Okay, we destroyed it completely. Just by shelling it. That's better. So now I'm just seeing that actually taking this hex is of prime importance for us. So it's 1500 what they can do. So I'm actually now quite interested doing all out. You know, if we take this hex, we cut off this line, cut off this line. All of these guys, they are out of supplies. Or we just take this hex. It's the same effect. We don't have to fight. Yeah, we don't even have to fight. So do we have a unit? Yeah, this unit could do that kind of movement, but it's gonna get intercepted in this hex, I just know it. I'm gonna move this guy into the city. And I'm gonna try to do this. We don't have any extra movement, so if we get stuck, we get stuck. Should I do some bombardment or something to keep them busy, you know? I have no idea. Their entrenchment is 15, our readiness is such a massively bad readiness. I think I'm gonna still do bombardment, you know, because we have better entrenchment, 85 to 15 or whatever is their entrenchment, so yeah. Take out those rear area people. 22 readiness. How much? Okay, we can't move in there. Freaking. Jeez. Yeah, we have only 15. It requires 46. Yeah, no way. It was a little bit too ambitious, but yeah, I definitely agree that this could be our yeah, they have such a high entrenchment in this hex. I don't know, just capturing that hex would do the trick, you know. Do we have any units that could like do a heroic move? Cutting this line anywhere here would be enough, but I don't think we have it. I don't think we have it what it takes. Yeah, like all of these guys need to rest. Going off-road or following the road, getting exposed to get hit. Question is, if I go against these with the puck guns, will they again support the battle with these mortars? I just want to see them do it. I think so. I can get these guys in here, but I'm not sure do I have enough to move actually to do the attack. So I'm considering leaving them where they are. Putting the infantry in the forest sounds about right. We have some puck guns, some mortar. I'm gonna try. See what I can do. Okay, I lost one mortar, they lost 2 priests. Maybe I shouldn't be moving those guns away. $309.77. Yeah, just do it. No priests taken out, just trucks. The insignificant ones. Okay. I don't think there's anything we can do about it. I think the hold card in this hex, it's kind of a must. And HQ is in here, so yep. Hold card. Play card. So now they are holding. Two to one. 63 entrenchment. Yeah, I think that unit should. These guys would really need to rest, but I want to soften the enemy in here. Just even by a little. Could we get the Werfers in here, or they might get 50% line of sight in here, 30. And they will get intercepted. 30% in here. Yeah, we definitely need more Werfers in that position, so let's move this unit. What is the supply status? It's still okay. I would like to wait with these guys, but then in the next turn I couldn't do a full attack, so I would have to wait. Really sparingly. Spare the ammunition. These guys can fire. Intercept fire. Let's make these stubborn. Well, I don't know how are we gonna. Can't really do this, so. Do we have any spare infantry units? We have that one in. Like I could leave the pioneer battalion, but I can take these guys and move them. Move them like around here. That seems reasonable. And Volksgrenadier regiment, it could stay here or it could even reinforce that position. I think I want to reinforce. I don't think these guys are gonna be crossing this. I will move the staff in here. Let's reinforce this bridgehead. Here is the HQ. I would like to get it up here somewhere, but Third Fallschirmjäger Division. that's okay. 116th Panzer, they would need to go in here into the slot. They are a little bit in a wrong position right now. th Volksgren. Rural village. Okay, these don't have names. These villages. Apparently there is multiple of these that just say rural village. I thought it was only that one place, but no, apparently not. Yeah. So okay, now we at least know what to do when we have like gonna move this guy in here. We can even consolidate this. We can even take these two hexes if we want. I don't know which one is better. Maybe this one is better actually because even if we take these two hexes, you know, these two, they can still approach us from two sides and get that 40% attack bonus. So maybe actually having a unit in here would do the trick. So let's do it like that. Okay, these guys belong to Leibstandarte. Leibstandarte is itself in here. Yeah, it's not looking. It's not looking like super bad, but not also super good. I don't know how to describe this. No. 6th Panzer Army, which is in here. So, okay, this artillery piece should move completely in this way. You'll cost 136. I'm not gonna put it in march mode. Oh, it's just gonna go like that. Oh, these guys are gonna rest. Resting the tanks. I don't know, do we have the luxury of resting them? That's the thing. I think I have to rest them. I want them to have 100 readiness, so... And the Stooks. Where is your corps commander? The corps is in here. Okay. Corps should move a little bit this way, I think. We have Hetzers, Pioneers. Yeah, these are all quite low readiness. Maybe the flak guns could give a try. 88mm flak guns. Give it a shot. Let's see what kind of damage can you do. Okay. 4 M10s and 1 M18. I take it. That's reducing them already quite a bit. So what would be your like best, so to say? This would be like your best 5 to 1, 3, 6, 2. But in next turn, if I could just rest all of these guys, we could do much more damage. We could basically like cripple this unit completely. If they still stay here. If they move in here, then we don't have a chance to engage with them again. So in that perspective, maybe this is the only chance that we can engage that unit. And if we think about it that way, then maybe we should do the range attack. 4 to 1. So this is already 4 to 1. Is this then a problem, or what? What is happening? No, it's still increasing, but it's not 5 to 1. And then there is the Panzerjäger, so it's 6 to 1 actually. And I have some artillery. Oh, it's this far. Oh no. No, I don't want to. 6 to 1. I take it. Ranged attack 6 to 1. Do it. Look at that. We took out 2 Greyhounds, 5 M10s and 2 M18s. They are still alive, but they have been reduced significantly. Still a formidable force, but no longer as scary as it used to be. Yep, that's okay. I think resting the Panthers would also make sense in this case. In this case. 4 enemy unknown units in this hex. Well, it's a heavy forest tile anyway, so... This is a high readiness unit, we have really good recon on it. We can do that kind of damage. Panzer artillery is in Saint Vith. Can you show me your... Like, what are you directly commanding? You are apparently directly commanding those artillery pieces. And why isn't it listed in the OOB? Is it like that this is not frontline unit? Well, it is. Okay. Well, it's still like moving along the units. Yeah. Well, in that respect, the Heeresgruppe, the 5th Panzer Army headquarters should go in here. Yeah. That's better. Much better. Let's do an attack on Nelson. We have high entrenchment with all of those guys, okay. What kind of combat odds are we looking at? 3 to 1. They don't belong to the same unit, so... If I bring this guy, then they would belong the same. Is there some artillery in the background? Doesn't show, it's just mortars probably. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, because they are out in the open, they take quite big losses even though like that was relatively weak artillery attack and imprecise, but yeah, 6 to 1 if we launch it like that. Well, I think destroying Nelson could make sense. It's just a question, should it be these pioneer units or somebody else that would be committed on that battle, but yeah, and we have a lot of artillery in here that we can still use. Yeah, it's these 855mm guns. Those would really need to be neutralized, to be perfectly honest. We would also need to neutralize these artillery, but they are in light forest with heavy entrenchment. These guys don't really have entrenchment, only 63. So they are more viable target, I would say. So. Those guys can't really shoot. What is our entrenchment? 93, 107. Okay. 93 and 107. Do we have any? These guys are available, but they don't have enough. They don't have enough range. They can attack Nelson though. I'm gonna make them attack Nelson. Managed to do really very minor damage. And our recon on this hex is only 53. We could do the card. Let's do the card. Let's get some intel maybe in here. Or do we want to play it maybe in this sector? I don't know. I would anyways like to hit this guy better. However, I have this kind of firing power. But we would need that extra recon. 53 is not that great, but it's only 8 guns that we have to hit. Only 8 guns. 2 to 1 ranged attack. I think this should do the trick though. 2 to 1. It's gonna be quite close. I just hope that they don't destroy my artillery, because those are really big guns, like really big guns. Yeah, they didn't do anything. They two guns left alive. out of initial. Okay, here it says 3. Well, it's like, well, our recon is only 53, so we can't know. Can't know for sure, you know. But yeah, okay, it's now reduced to a kind of a skeleton force. So this is a light forest attacking that position. It doesn't. Shelling it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. These have high entrenchment. Attacking with panzer artillery doesn't make sense. Getting panzer artillery in here may be better. But now do we have... Where is this exactly? It's in here. Okay. Oh yeah, we have like good chances to do like an attacks in these hexes, but 118 3-1 artillery duel. Kind of a close call, I don't like it, but if we would succeed to take all of those guns away, then I think that's perfect. Take one gun away. No, they didn't take any guns, just rear area. Rear area men. Those are not the scary ones, the guns are the scary ones. I'm gonna be moving. I'm gonna keep actually Sandig in here, and the 25th SS Panzer Regiment can go forward, and we are going to be attacking with these two guys into the Nelson hex. If that makes any sense. If we can get here, we get partial line of sight. But these guys are gonna shell at us immediately. Yeah. It's a semi messy situation in here. I think 12-1 if we want to do that, or if we want to reserve it against that unit. It's a little bit of a mixed bag. 25%, 25% line of sight. I don't know, is it cumulative? But if we would get a shot from here, that would definitely do a lot of damage. Getting the Werfers in here. Still 3 guns left in here. It's bothering me. No, we don't really have. Okay, let's yeah, these guys have already shelled too. No, we don't have any artillery here. Just worried that they have ton of mortars and they're gonna like shell our guys to pieces in here when I commit them to this attack. I would have really needed these broom bars, but they are just a little bit too far to commit. I can of course shell these guys still a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hexes, Vespers range 8, 10. So okay, that should be enough actually. Let's shell Nelson one more time. So Nelson is now only with 52 readiness. And 13 to 1 attack. Do it. Okay. So we took relatively high losses, like 50 men, even though like we were outnumbering them such heavily. But I think it was that or actually we can check the details. Can we see the details here? So combat round 1. This is like round 1 unit. We can check the units. Individual list. These are like stats at round. Readiness. Panic test, orderly retreat, stats end of round. Okay, so if stats at round, okay. Attacks GI veteran 280 is counter-attacked by GI veteran 280. Stats end of round 10. Broken through. Okay, and then there is all kind. Okay, these are like who is shooting at whom, and then Panzer Grenadier attacks 60mm mortar pinned. Yeah, this is so detailed, I can't really. Is counter-attacked by GIA veteran, retreat, prevent received, success. Okay, anyways, we managed to capitulate them with well, some losses in personnel, but I think it's still acceptable because it was 2 to 1. 2 to 1 in general. Okay, and now we can actually see a little bit what's going on in this heavy forest. So there is some big truck unit with a lot of anti-tank guns. Okay. Yeah, wouldn't ever make sense to attack that unit. Too much stuff in it. This is an interesting prospect, but I think we're gonna get spotted and pinned in here into these marshes. Because this unit will spot us for sure. 100% chance. No question about it. Okay, we managed to do that without getting pinned. 910. 19 to 1. 19 to 1, we would wipe them out. Those big guns. I at least think so, I hope so. Here we could do some actual damage to the troops, but we would probably get intercepted. So we have to stay in this hex. It's either this one or this one. I think weakening this is maybe keeping this unit more safe. Destroying this, we would have the chance to maybe maneuver. We would have at least some sort of a chance. Maybe to maneuver in here. I don't know. 19 to 1. I'm gonna do it against this one. I know it's kind of a... I'm gonna do it. Okay. Mostly just the readiness impact. It wasn't that impactful. Because we were not getting the maximum line of sight bonus. I'm gonna try to infiltrate the Volksgrenadiers. Yes, they managed. They managed to rush into this light forest. That's pretty good. Pretty good. So now these guys have two options. They either stay and fight, try to get their way out here, or they try to retreat back here. I just don't have the readiness to do anything there, so I can't really do offensive operations. This road is blocked effectively. By the way, I don't know, do you know, people know, but there is this one picture or a photo from the Ardennes Offensive where the German soldier is like is it like running across the street, or it's like smiling to the camera next to destroyed American tank column. And they said in one YouTube video that they have identified now that who the soldier was, and it was this one guy who belonged to Kampfgruppe Hansen. So it's one of those most iconic photos of World War II and the Ardennes Offensive in general, and it's some Panzergrenadier in Kampfgruppe Hansen. Just a cool detail, I think. Oh yeah, look at this massive tank force in here. Yep. You have to be really careful. Careful in there. Okay. Well, I'm like... semi-happy about this situation, not completely. I wish that these guys... I wish that they would try to like encircle me here or something. But yeah, next turn we can initiate a tank battle here. Panzerlehr can go back its place. Next turn we will also fight these guys. Then we will try to sneak up closer to these enemies in here. I think I'm gonna move flak guns in here so they can protect all of these, because if you look at the flak guns, heavy flak, light flak, but I think this range 3 applies also for the flak guns. Like, I haven't seen an explanation in the manual about the flak range, but I just assume that's the case. I want to block. Okay, we got intercept. Why did they try to make that movement through there? Why didn't they just go here? Why in these fields? Why not into the light forest directly? Well, they pinned themselves for nothing. But okay. My bad. It's my bad. There's artillery in here. I think we might want to flank this position. Going in here. Makes sense. Just thinking, should I move these guys out of the harm's way or... Like, I don't want an airstrike on these guys' position, so... That's why I'm just a little bit... I guess I could just move them one hex or to this hex. There's just no air units. We don't have any air except in the HQ, of course. Let me... I don't know which one. Here they could contribute this battle onto this battle. Or do I just take the risk that they can try to bombard me? Because they have quite bad line of sight to this hex. I don't know, is it worth it? We might lose so many stooks, so maybe no. Maybe let's just move them out. For now. Gonna stack them this way. Yeah, this is a messy situation in here. Having the panthers in here, they would certainly stop the American infantry, but we also need to protect them from potential air attacks, so... Okay. They had somebody had some line of sight there. Just moving those guys out from the forests, even though they have solo. These guys have been firing. I would really need to take them out. They should be kind of low on supplies. They've been here for ages already. So... I could just probe. 88. I still don't know about their like readiness levels or anything like that. 1-to-1. Yeah, let's do another probe. Okay, they are actually out of nearly everything. But can they really fire back? Because they are... It shows empty, but of course they managed to inflict some losses on us. Because this gray is supposed to mean that they are out of stuff. We can't still attack from 3 sides. I kind of hoped that we could have, but apparently not. It's too costly to move. 38. It's the amount of points that we have. Yeah, they have minus 78 supply defensive modifier. So they are really in a bad shape. We just can't do another attack right now. I hope that they don't get any air supplies. They couldn't get them through the night, but now they have a chance to do the supply run in the night. That's of course not something that we would like to see happening. Okay, these guys have a light flak 12. Because I would really like to hit this position. How about this guy? We have 69 recon. Yeah, they have a lot of these, so there's a lot of light flak. Okay, these guys are all like ready to lock and load and just get in here. Get in here and get wrecked by enemy air. Okay, these guys are in plains. This wasn't a light forest hex after all. I could still take up these positions in here. Okay. I was so interrupted that I can't do basic attack. 64 movement cost. Okay, no way. Do I have any Werfers close by? Yes, I do. Ranged attack 83 to 1. Yeah, I take that. That's good. Let's do it. It could be even better if I move directly in front of them, but that's risky. That is more risky, definitely. I would really like to have the line of sight, but here we have, yeah, I have much better here. 250 to 1. But this is more important if we look at the overall scheme of things. Although getting big scores to this hex would be really big. Okay, well this is 19 to 1. That's like good enough, so let's start with this. Range stacky here. Yeah, it wasn't that great. You know, having that completely direct line of sight, that just makes such a big difference. Select these guys too, so let's go with 2. Hit something. Okay, well they did hit something, but We can open another side of attack. We don't have to use infantry, we can just go with the hetzers. Even though they are not really designed for this kind of combat. So we can at least get 18 to 1 odds. That's fairly okay. They panicked. 20 plus 1 hetzer. $190 entrenchment. You're 15 to 1, okay. Hetzers can chase them if we want them to. This artillery will probably try to influence the battle. So I think we have to. Let's use these Werfers. Use them against the artillery stack. Do it. So we took 6 of them. There is still plenty of artillery there, but at least it's a little bit less. 215 to 19 to 1. Or we can destroy this unit that is blocking it. Or we can reduce this guy. Reducing that unit seems also like a good idea. Although getting rid of these artillery pieces would be actually very good. But yeah, maybe this needs a little bit. Can we wipe this guy out completely? We probably can. I'm just trying to look at the big picture. Like, what are the battles that we have to win? And where we want to fight. I think we want to use both of these against Cook. Yeah, that was good. Okay, Cook is now reduced. For skeleton force, but it's the same size as the one next to it. I can hit these guys really bad. I think I want to hit the artillery again. Or maybe not. Maybe not. Let's try to. Because artillery isn't soft targets and we can also challenge them with some units that have been highly entrenched. Highly entrenched. Do we have anything more? We have these artillery pieces in the background. Yeah, this could be okay. An okay attack. How about like that? 5 to 1. Try it. Yeah, look at that. 13 howitzers taken out, yes. 11 alive. Yeah. That's fine, that's fine. 11 is perfectly fine. No, that doesn't make any sense. Let's take out the closest. Yes. Really nice. Really nice barrage. And let's go with the... They don't have any more anything to respond. Respond us with... Let's do that kind of barrage in there. Look at that. There's nothing in this unit anymore, basically. Just a skeleton. Skeleton force. Do we have still some artillery available? How about that? 7 to 1. Do it. Okay, no longer howitzers taken out, so wasn't that great. We have exhausted that. 17 to 1. I'm gonna use the panzer artillery like this. Cumulative modifier is like, yeah, pretty massive. 17 to 1. 23 to 1. Yeah, why not? Let's take both of these guys. One Vespe was lost, 100 enemy men. They lost their half of their mortars. This guy only 30 entrenchment. This guy has 33. This is the unit that I would like to hit, you know. They have so much stuff to hit in here. Just amazing. But I can't get a direct line of sight. 88% plus modifier. I can get 19,000. 19,000 against this unit. And how many thousands against that one? Well, it's still 7,500. Like I'm just thinking, like, how much losses can we inflict with a one warfare strike if it's positioned correctly? To 1. 2 to 1 ranged attack against those. 5, 8, 7. Yeah, let's do this one again. Let's see what kind of barrage. Well, okay, 20, just 20 men. Such a low readiness unit, and these guys been hit already. Quite bad. I'm gonna do something like that. Attack these guys with the panthers. We have to also reduce these. But this is still stronger unit. Yeah, but I think the damage that we can inflict in here is such a massive one that I'm gonna do it. 19.2 thousand direct warfare attack plus 300% line of sight modifier. The only thing is that the command does Reich. Well, it is what it is. It can't give me any better. No, I don't want the regular attack, I want the ranged attack. Okay. 125 to 1. Do it. Okay, 104. So it's 170 men that they were able to wipe out. That's okay, I guess. Nothing really shocking. I think we want to attack this hex after we have taken this with the panthers. Panthers can then support the attack. And then the panthers can support this attack. And I would hope I'm hoping to get to this hex and destroy their artillery. That should be kind of the goal. So if we start now, I think we are ready. If we look at these two guys have been reduced significantly. We have still some artillery here though. Line of sight not that great. We can move one hex, we get a substantial improvement. Let's do it now. Okay, 50 men taken out. Perfect. So, I want these guys. And I want probably the infantry. So this would be 100 to 1. Yeah, I think this looks rather okay. We still have some artillery. Volksgrenadiers. 111 to 1. I think this is a fairly robust attack. Let's do it. So they didn't panic. Or they did. They managed to inflict 10 losses, 1 horse team, and 1 panther. And they were able to fight 6 rounds of combat with us. Well, they should be proud. Because I certainly didn't expect them to be lasting 6 rounds of combat with us. Let's hit those guys once more. Okay, we took out their mortars. The skeleton force. Panthers move out. Cook. And yeah. This is the best you can do. Okay, capitulation retreated. And then we have the final battle. Then this would mean the end of the artillery. I'm just thinking we should still maybe hit them once more or something. 2-1. 3-1. It's not that great. Do we have anything better? No, I would rather not use those guys. Howitzers, do they have any anti-tank? They have a couple of tanks in here. I guess that's their main thing. This is already oversaturated a little bit. I'm still gonna do it though. So 1 tank taken out, 3 howitzers. Yeah, I take that. Move supply, attack modifier. I could have actually played the tank drive card. Where's the HQ? It's still within range. Do we still have some units that could... Well, we can do a surrounding attack. Like if we do this, attack that hex, we can't attack this one. Seven to 1. How about could we destroy this without a fight? Then they wouldn't have as good of a line of sight. Or we could use these guys to actually do a proper barrage. Let's do it against those guys there. Some howitzers. None of the infantry was touched. Do it. Okay, we managed to win that. So 3 capitulations, 1 panic, 1 retreat. 20 men were left alive. Some trucks, tractors. Then I can then move into this hex if I want to. But I don't have to. I could... Okay. It's a bazooka and a truck. Still blocking movement. Bazooka and a truck. Okay. Now that hex is cleared, we can get really close to this position. We can also move close to this. Like that. How about these units? What should we do with them? Where do I have still some? Okay, these guys can do a ranged attack. 3 mortars left there. According to our intel, only 1 unit in here, but that can of course be false. Also here, just 1 unit. Can also be false. Yeah, we can hit from 3 sides. Take it out. Okay. They retreated. That's fine. You have these 20 staff officers still stuck in this unit. A lot of these guys are ready to capitulate. The Panthers are just out of oil. It's of course not that nice to hear. I think we could put we need to protect the Panthers, but in order to move the 88mm guns, we need to make some space. So which units did contribute to an attack in here? Apparently nobody, I guess. 38, 49, 38, this is better. The Stooks up here. So the weaker unit should be the Pioneers. Okay. They are quite high readiness. 6 to 1, do it. Okay. Some small readiness reduction. Let's put these guys into the front line. These to help them. I'm also gonna take those guys. These guys. And these guys. 16 to 1. Maybe taking the Hetzers too. And Panzerjägers, why not? 23 to 1, that's good. Okay, so 10 men plus 1 half truck plus 1 Panzerschreck. Panic and retreat. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. How about this unit? Jagdpanzers 55. I think those Jagdpanzers could do that kind of. Because here is the enemy tank destroyer anyway, so I think that makes sense. Do we have a unit that has some movement left if it were to move in here? But no, we don't have to open maybe a second line of attack, or we can. It's 30 is the movement cost, so we can't even attack if we a pioneer, sadly. 27 is what they have left after the movement. They would need 35, 30. Okay. So how about hitting this unit? We would have, it's only 3% of those guys can contribute, so we actually fairly weak attack. This is overestimating. Five to 1 against this. I think what we can do here is that we can scout this position. And we definitely should. And if we can attack from multiple sides, that would be really nice. So we have vision here that there is nothing. But there's a unit in here, okay. So we can get a 3-sided attack against bazooka, anti-tank and rear area unit. We can just mostly use infantry, there isn't anything else really that we can use. Tanks and every guns have minus 80% reduction in combat capabilities, so yeah, this is the only way. Let's do it. Panicked. I could do an all-out attack, 6 readiness, 2 all-out capitulation, yes. I think this is the way. Let's see. We would need to definitely probe that unit to know what on earth is going on there. I don't know which forces should do the probe, but you have to probe it. That's all what I know. This is 30 movement cost. For this unit it doesn't cost anything. We could do this kind of a probe. Or we can probe with something that can still have an effect, but this can, on the other hand, they can open up a combat with. We just can't see. It's always the same. Let's see. Take out the mortars. We can soften those guys up if we want to for an attack. There's a lot of opportunities we can do here in the north. But anyways, we have to get to Rotgen and fast. I'm gonna move these guys in here too. But who's gonna do the probe? I think it's gonna be the Panzer Grenadiers. Okay, it was just a rear area unit. Okay. Let's start not with that one. This is 14 to 1. Okay, it's even better if we don't add the 56 to 1. Not sure should we use the Stuks at all. What's the point? They have 2 anti-tank guns and 5 bazookas. Yeah, let's not use the Stuks. Yeah, capitulation. Let's go to Rotgen. This unit could go here. And apparently, yeah, we can take the supply base, put it on deplete. Deplete mode. These guys can move in here if we want to. They are just, then they're gonna make themselves exposed to that hex, but I don't think there's anything that can hit them like that. And actually, if we think about these units, they are going to get trapped if we are able to cut off. If we are able to cut off these crucial lines, like in general, like all these forces in here. Look at this junction. Let me draw it a little bit nicer here. here, here. So if we take the supply base, they no longer have supplies. If we cut off this road, nothing can flow from here. If we cut off this road, nothing can flow from here. So effectively then we have encircled all of this. So instead of taking Rotgen, we need to take the depot. I think that's my reasoning now. But I have no idea, are there units in the urban areas? So this is actually the easiest place to cut off. And these units can actually even reach here if there is nothing in here, they could reach there, yeah. And according to our recon, these are all empty. And this was empty, yes. Indeed. '81, 91. Okay, this can even go up here. We can even cut off that line of... Let's try, let's give it a try. Like if we can cut off this area, then they are really screwed. I'm gonna be playing the recon card with this unit because it just has to see. Okay, nothing in this hex and also nothing in that hex. Is it important that this road is cut too? Doesn't really matter if we got this position, but this can be attacked from height level 3. So actually this is probably easier to defend even though it's a light forest, but because yeah, this is height level 3 and this is 0. So staying in this light forest is actually better. Even though then we will be detected. And now we just need to take the depot. And there's a couple of ways to do it. Taking this road, the Stux would be much better off in the open, but in the open they are vulnerable for airstrikes. Yeah, we could even move these guys into the urban. I think I will do so that the panzer artillery will go, but they will not see what is gonna be in these hexes. That's gonna be the problem. They will not be able to see that. They are not large enough. I'm gonna move the Stux this way. They could of course be in these fields and they would easily defend themselves. Heavy forest, tank minus 32% defensive modifier. It's not that bad actually, 32 is manageable. And now we have captured it. I'm going to move the flak guns in here. Flak guns also in here. Yep. This is no longer an important place to defend, I think. Holding this is now much more important. Panzer artillery. Now there is multiple options. I'm kind of inclined to send them this way. Other option is of course that I just park them somewhere in here. In here they can't really do much. And this is not that important. So yeah, I have to think about the panzer artillery. But anyways, we have now taken Rotgen. And we have captured a lot of it. Like a lot of supplies. We can put them on deplete, we can start using the fuel. I think that's fair enough, we can do that. We can just eat the supplies. Take everything that you can. Yeah. So the encirclement isn't maybe that's as solid as I would want it to be at this stage, but it's still an encirclement. Kind of want to do that. I would also like to reinforce this flank. Getting the high ground first in here, of course, would be important in the long term. But I think reinforcing this position right now is priority number 1, so I'm going to be placing more units in there. But yeah, this was already way too long. Way too long of a stream, but I think we did actually some progress. There is still some moves that I have to make in this area, but they are no longer mandatory, as we have now blocked the crucial lines of supplies for the American troops in here. They are effectively cut off from the rest of the front. Yeah, but we have an opportunity to attack there if we still want to. We can still chase this unit if we want to. Tanks can move into this hex, but I don't maybe like it. Keeping the tanks in this one, they still get probably some anti-air protection, or at least it's easier for me to delegate this anti-air better. I can attack this one unit in here from 3 sides. That's maybe the only one that I could do, or would be like even reasonable. Attacking these guys doesn't make sense now because we can just starve them. But it's better to weaken the line so that they just couldn't try to escape through, push through to escape. So that's why I need to be chasing them. Hitting these guys hard does make sense in my view, even though they are encircled. Also, I'm like thinking about strengthening this position because it's such a crucial hex. We have now managed to cut off a secondary position in here, so we have like two chances of hampering the supplies for these American troops in here. In here I don't see any room for advancement right now. Also, the problem with this area is that we just have so low readiness. The readiness of our units in here is bad. Just very bad. And I have my tanks in here just mainly because this one large tank unit. The other option is of course that I move them in here and then we defeat this single unit, but I don't think that makes sense right now. So I would rather take it easy. Here in the middle we are completely on the defensive. Like, it's gonna be tough even to hold these positions where we are right now. And I had the plan to cut off this, you know. Then we would have encircled these guys. But I got stuck here, as I predicted, but I wanted to try it at least, because it would have been a nice score to encircle those guys. Here in the Bastogne area, my worry is that what if the AI is smart enough and they launch an attack from freaking this many sides against this single position. So my idea was that I maybe could move a unit in here, or alternatively I can move it in here. That was kind of my reasoning. I haven't decided what would I do with this pioneer unit. It's now behind the enemy lines, it's like in the rear. But I have no idea. And we actually still have enough points for an airstrike if we want to perform an airstrike in this hex. For instance, we have 55 recon on. It's not that high, but we could. We have the cards. Jabo, German ground attack squadron, made it through Weather and allied fighters. So, what is their hard attack, by the way? Hard attack 50, soft attack 50. But yeah, the hard attack could try to damage those guys, or we could alternatively try to hit these guys, because we need to relieve the Fallschirmjäger units. They are now set to stubborn defense. And this appeared to be a stronger unit than I thought, because there was 22 medium tanks. 22, so I couldn't take it out as easy as I would have hoped. And I just looked in the southern sector, like the closest enemy depot is in here, in Arlon. So it's not gonna be an easy task to get there. We first need to fight off whatever we are facing in here. And a bunch of this artillery in this area. These guys can still try to escape in here, but they are like semi cut off. Hopefully, like in the next turn, I can. Apparently, the whole regiment got some. Why do they have defensive bonus? Because I assigned it to this. Yeah, it's the same 22nd regiment. Yeah. Okay, but we can also check the stats quickly. Casualties inflicted. We've inflicted 60,000 and we have taken 10,000. Have we taken a little bit more? 10.7 inflicted 60k. Okay, so it's like 6-to-1 ratio almost. But I'm gonna leave it to that. Thank you people for following the stream, and yeah, see you then in the next one. Bye.